Good morning, my dear students. Today we are discuss about geography third lesson atmosphere. That means Valimandalam. Earth is a unique planet where life is found. Can you imagine life on the earth without air? No. The air is essential for the survival of all forms of life. The blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. It held close to the earth by the gravitational attraction. அதாவது நம்மளுடைய பேசிக் நீட்ஸில் ஏரோ இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பிளேஸ் பிடிச்சிருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இந்த பேராகிராஃபில் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. காம்போசிஷன் ஆஃப் த அட்மாஸ்பியர். Atmosphere is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particles in different proportion. Nitrogen is 78%, oxygen 21% as a permanent gases of the atmosphere. They constituted 99% of the total composition and that percentage always remain in the same without any changes. The remaining 1% is occupied by argon 0.93%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, neon 0.0018%, helium 0.0005%, ozone 0.0006% and hydrogen 0.005%. Krypton, xenon and methane are also present in trace. Water vapor 0.4% is also found in the atmosphere, which plays an important role in predicting the weather phenomena. The other solid, the particle present in the atmosphere includes dust particles, salt particles, pollen grains, smoke, soot and volcanic ashes. Oxygen is the most important for living organism. CO2 absorbs heat and keeps the atmosphere warm and insulation of the radiation. Nitrogen acts as a diluent and is a chemical interactive. Ozone helps in the protecting the earth from the harmful ultraviolet radiation. நமக்கே தெரியும் ஓசோன் லேயர் மட்டும்தான் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுது, அந்த அதிகப்படியான வெயிலை நமக்கு கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணி நமக்கு நார்மலான வெயிலை நமக்கு கொடுக்குது. சரிங்களா? The solid particles in atmosphere act as nuclei on which water vapor condenses to the form of perception. நமக்கு தெரியும் இதில் CO2 நமக்கு எவ்வளோ இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, நைட்ரஜன் எவ்வளோ இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அண்ட் ஓசோன் லேயர் நமக்கு எப்படியெல்லாம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுது அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இந்த பேராகிராஃபில் நம்ம ரீட் பண்ணோம். Next we are see about structure of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a thick near the earth's surface and thin out until in the eventually merges with space. The 5 atmosphere layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Troposphere, that means Vepamandalam. The lowest layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. The Greek word tropo means turn or change. The layer extends from up to 8 km at the poles up to 18 km at the equator. The temperature decreases with increasing height. Almost all weather phenomena take place in the layer. Hence it is called weather making layer. Important one mark. The upper limit of the troposphere is called tropopause. Stratosphere, that means அடுக்கு மண்டலம். இது நம்மளுடைய பூமியோட செகண்ட் லேயர். சரிங்களா? நம்மளுடைய ஃப்ளைட் இதெல்லாம் வந்து ஃப்ளை ஆகிறது அப்படின்னா இந்த லேயரில் தான். Stratosphere lies above the troposphere. It extends to a height of about 50 km above the Earth's surface. Since this layer is concentration of ozone molecules, it also referred as a ozonosphere. The temperature increase with increase in height in this layer. Large jet planes normally fly here. The upper limit of the stratosphere is called stratopause. Third one, mesosphere in Tamil, Madhya Mandalam. Mesosphere extends between 15 to 80 km. The temperature decreases and increases to the height. Radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to earth from this layer. Most of the meteors nearing the earth get burned here. That means metro means windkirkal. The uppermost limit of the mesosphere is the mesopause. Fourth one, thermosphere in Tamil, Vepanilai. Thermosphere exists above the mesosphere. It extends to about 600 km. The composition of gases in the lower thermosphere is more or less uniform. Hence it is called homosphere. The upper portion of the thermosphere has uneven composition of gases and hence it is referred as a hydrosphere. Here the temperature increases with increasing height. Ionosphere is layer of thermosphere that contains ion and free electrons. The last one, exosphere, in Tamil, Velipura Mandalam. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is called exosphere. This layer is extremely rare filled with gases and gradually merges with outer space. This zone is characterized by aurora australis and aurora borealis. இது ரெண்டும் எப்படி நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா, துருவ பகுதிகள் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த இடத்துல நட்சத்திரங்கள் வந்து விண்வெளியில் வந்து வெடித்து சிதறும். அது பார்க்குறதுக்கு எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, இந்த வான வெடிக்கை விடுறோம் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரியான தோற்றத்தை வந்து அது கொடுக்குன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. Next we are see about weather and climate. Weather and climate are the terms that are related to the atmospheric condition. Weather denotes the way the atmosphere behaves every day, and climate reveals the average weather condition over the relatively long periods of time. Factors of weather and climate: distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current, natural vegetation. Distance from the equator: the sun's rays fall vertically on the equator. The rays are inclined on the regions away from the equator and near the poles due to the spherical shape of the earth. The vertical rays heat up the earth more than inclined rays. Thus the places near the equator are warmer than the places which are far away from the equator. Next, altitude. Altitude refers to the height above the mean the sea level. The temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degree Celsius per kilometer of the height. This is called normal lapse rate. So, places at the higher altitude have a lower temperature. Nature of the prevailing winds. The wind changes the climate of a place based on from where they blow. When wind blows from warm region, it makes the place warm and cold when blows from the colder region. The onshore winds causes rainfall making the place cool, whereas the offshore wind bring dry weather. Mountain barriers. The location of the mountain influence the climate of place. The mountain chain act as a natural barrier for the wind. Sometimes they prevent the entry of cold winds into the country or the escape of monsoon winds, thus having a great influence over the climate. Next, the cloud cover. The cloud reflects a large amount of radiation from the sun. This prevents the entry of the heat to the earth's surface. So in areas generally of the cloudless sky like the desert, temperature is very high. On the other hand, under the cloudy sky, the temperature is low. Next one, ocean currents. The warm ocean currents raise the temperature of the nearby coastal areas, while the cold current lower the temperature of a place. Natural vegetation. The trees release water vapor into the air and makes it cool. Thus, forest areas have lower range of the temperature throughout the year in contrast to the non-forested areas. Next we are see about winds. In Tamil, Katru. The horizontal movement of air along the surface of the earth is called wind, while the vertical movement of air is called air current. The wind always blows from a high pressure area to low pressure area. Wind is mostly named after the direction from which it blows. For example, the wind blowing from the east is known as the easterly wind. The next we are see about types of winds. There are 4 types of winds are there: planetary winds, periodic winds, variable winds and local winds. Planetary winds, the winds which consistently blow in the same direction throughout the year are called the planetary winds. They are also called permanent winds or prevailing winds. These winds divided into 3 parts. There are trade winds, westerlies, polar easterlies. Next one, periodic winds. The periodic winds are the seasonal winds that change the direction periodically. These winds are caused by the differential heating the land and ocean. Winds which reverse the direction with the change of season are called monsoons. Tropical monsoon winds of the Indian subcontinent is the best example. Next one, variable winds or cyclones. The term cyclone is a Greek word meaning coil of a snake. Cyclones are centers of low pressure where the winds from the surrounding high pressure area coverage towards the center in a spiral form. Due to the rotation of the earth, the cyclonic winds in the northern hemisphere move in the anti-clockwise direction, whereas they move in clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. Cyclones can be classified into tropical cyclones, temperate cyclone, extratropical cyclone. Next one, the local wind. The local winds are the winds that blow only in a particular locality for a short period of time. The effect of these local winds are experienced only in that particular area, such as land and sea breeze, mountain and valley breeze. They are mostly seasonal and have local names like Sirocco in north coast of Africa, Chinook in Rocky North America, Lu, Thar Desert in India, Mistral, Mediterranean Sea in France, Bora in Mediterranean Sea in Italy. Next we see about clouds. According to their height, clouds are classified into following types. High clouds are 6 to 20 km height. Middle clouds are 2.5 km to 6 km height. Low clouds are ground surface to 25 km height. These major types of clouds are further divided into different types of the basis of shape and structure. Cirrus, Cirrococumulus, Cirrocostratus. These are the name, and altostratus, altocumulus, nimbostratus. Rainfall. Rainfall is the most predominant type of precipitation. Moisture-laden air masses rise upward, forms cloud and bring rainfall. Based on the mechanism of raising the air, there are three types of rainfall. Convectional rainfall, also called as 4 o'clock rainfall. Frontal or cyclonic rainfall, orographic rainfall or relief rainfall. Mauziram is the wettest place of India as it is located in the windward side of the Purvachal hills, whereas Shillong lies on the leeward side and thus receive less rainfall. This is the same in the case of Mumbai and Pune also. Humidity. Humidity is an important aspect of the atmosphere because it affects of both weather and climate. The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is referred to as a humidity. Humidity of the atmosphere is high when it has large quantity of water vapor. The amount of water vapor is an atmosphere is called absolute humidity.